Hi guys, we have been on this journey for the last 2 weeks and we're going to finish this journey together. So this is the Thomas and Friends auction, the results, and I'll reveal what I won and yeah, let's go through the items. So here we go. So Thomas has now found a new home. And let's go through the biddings. Right, so the first one is a large complete Thomas. Bearing in mind these now all include the commission. So Thomas sold for 44,100. The quarry shed 1,512. That was I found that's probably one of the lower end items. The Christopher Vare Audrey autograph Cool Props replica, nearly 4,000. Wow. A lot of the faces went for several £1,000s. Collection of 126 animals with 42 hay bales. That's not bad considering all you've got. I mean, if you used to have a resell, I'd imagine that would be quite a that is quite a good buy, because it looks like all the animals are made by I'm trying to think of the name of the company, but they're premium products. They're not like Slike or anything like that, but they are nice to see. Right, so back to narrow gauge signal box, 882, one of the lower end items. Hank the American Engine, 13,860. See, at one point that was at 14,000, so bid got retracted there. I mean, this is madness. Look, 3 Alicia Buttis models and hat, 7,500. I hope Michael White won this one, because that's one of the reasons why I didn't bid on it. But it's a 75th anniversary prop storybook of Thomas and the Royal Engine that Prince Harry held. Ferris wheel for £882. Large Bertie 2,142. Flatbeds just over £1,000. Canal crane nearly 800. Quite a lot of nice faces there for 1,890. The Hugh Bonneville £1,000. It's all right. Audrey family autograph complete collection. That's nice. That is. I'm pleased that made a decent amount for them, because having met the Audrey family, they are really nice people, you know. And Veronica, his daughter, she's a sweetheart. The Bride, Vicar and Choir, 5,985. That's crazy for them. I mean, yeah. Large collection of set dressings, £1,000. That's actually a good buy as well. I know the person who's bought that, Neil. He's quite a nice guy. Large Gordon's body and tender, 4,007. That is really nice. That is, you know, if someone can get a 3D print on his face and some wheels, that will look gorgeous. Olivia Colman autographed edition of Happy Birthday Thomas, 630. Oscar winning actress there, so you know, no surprise that made the money it did. Nearly £10,000 for Elizabeth. Tidmouth engine work shed, 4,410. I imagine that being quite big, so that's not too bad. Eddie Redmayne autographed edition of Happy Birthday Thomas, and you get a signed Ryan wooden train? No, take and play. 5, 6. That's not too bad considering his relation with you know, the Harry Potter universe, Wizarding World, and Fantastic Beasts. And we have the 6 railway workmen, 3,780. If you divide them all, they've paid about £500 each. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Like I say, you're buying history. So next up we have the faces. Toby, Duck, Emily, £4,000. Mayfreight Station bent with mother and son. I think that's quite a lot for that. 1,764. The large truck, 756. That's not too bad. The dishevelled fat control and wife, nearly 4,500. More faces that have gone under the hammer. They sold for 2,835. Wow, the 4 cars and 1 truck. £2,000, so about 500 a piece. That's not too bad. Not too bad. The large Whiff's body and cab. I know who's won that. That is 1,500. That's not too bad. I mean, this, I told you, I paid 20 quid for this last year. 3,150. Wow. Wow. You'd have to think, you know, yes, it's for charity, but did they think, could they have thought they were maybe real? I don't know, but as I say, it's going to a good cause. So Topham Hall, 3,150. Another that's a nice building, that's really nice. I've seen that in person. Kelly, £10,000. Wow. Just need a proper face for it, don't you? Then she'll look nice again. Right, so the Hat Family Hikers, 2,835. That's decent value. James Duncan Diesel 10, 2,835. One of the lesser monetary wise that went for. Large collection set dressings include 2 phone boxes, £1,000. That's good. Fat controller, missing his bit there, but he has got a second hat. 1,764. Bluffs Cove Station and Green Car, 6,000. Wow, 6,300. Another one going for over 3,000. Narrow gauge red coach and station porter. Large Rusty's body is 2,000. 3 controller hats, head, and that's all right. Another £2,000. The crane's gone for 15. More faces. Toby, Emily, Spencer. Looks like there's a Dennis one there as well. Maybe Toby. 2,268. This is one I tried to win, but I didn't. The Fin Controller's wife, 1,134. Isabella went for 8,190. Derelict Great Waterton Station. That's nice, that is. I like that. From the Great Discovery. 2 Lady Fortnightlies and spare head, spare arms, piano and stool, 1,764. Large narrow gauge green coach with station porter and 6 railway, 3,465. If you've won anything, please comment in the comment section. If you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. Like I say, I hope everyone's enjoyed the 80th anniversary specials I've been doing this month. Back to the auction. James Original Store Scale Rheneas and Duncan Faces 252. That's alright. This is the one I won. Sold to me. The Fin Controller. Very happy. Right, so we've got large Peter Sam's body, 1,764. I hope the guy who's got the Peter Sam's prop got that. That's very nice. Narrow gauge railway bridge, £1,000. Trevor's horse cart, 1134. Cyril the Frogman, again, you know, I was saying, you know, when it was at 1400, you know, I was like, wow, what? People obviously like Cyril, and he's now at 2,835. Wow, wow, wow. Right, so we've got the portly policeman and bike with 2 other policemen, 1,500. Another one of the big smashers, Arthur, nearly 24 grand for him. I hope he's gone to a nice home. Here we have the strange lot, the beach children, the ice cream lady, £1,000. So basically you've got each figure for 125 quid. That's goodbye. Another face lot, Emily, Duck, Oliver. This is on the higher end, 4,500 nearly. The large green 7 plank truck, 1,134. Then we've got the rumbling bridge station with 2 cars and signal box. That's just over 4,000. This is quite good value. Large Ari and Bert's cab. That's 1,386. Again, Dowager hat, 1,386. Another one of the big faces, Percy, Emily, Duck with 4 other train faces, diesel 10. Duck one's quite nice, 5,000. The 2 soda airport aeroplanes, 1,638, they're quite nice. Alfie's digger arm and 4 cats, that is at 2,000 just over. 68 is 5 gym children, school girl and woman, 1,512, not too bad. The Wharf and Brendan Docks, 2,500. The Punch and Judy Marquis, just over 1,000. And Patrick with the 10 faces and CGI tracker is at 8,190. 72 is a large plank and 2 dairy factory workers. That is £1,000 just over. We have one of the other faces. This one's quite nice. We have Daisy there. Wouldn't have minded having her. That is 3,150. Next is 74, the vet and farm workers with 41 farm animals, 3,465. I did have a go at that, but no, it went for too much in the end. The Mayor of Sodor, 1,764. He didn't really go up by a lot in the auction. Hello, Thomas. Right, so we've got large Spencer's cab, just over £1,000. That's quite good value. Quarry engine shed, 2.5 grand. Fishing boat, under £1,000. The 2 Elephant Park statues, they haven't gone up. They are really nice in person. 1,008. Another expensive faces, just over 4 grand. The Admiral, ship's captain and pair of dock workers, just over 2 grand. Nelson went for just over 8,000. That comes with 10 faces. 9 breakaway troublesome trucks, 1,890. Good buy there. Large Edwards tender, 1,890. That's quite nice. Toby's windmill, best part of 5 grand. Storyteller with school children, 1,512. 2 bird watchers, 3 painters, 1,200 just over. Another faces, which has got Daisy, Bill, Ben, Salty, Emily, just over 3 grand. And then you've got the tractor, which is just over £1,000. Next up is the Soda Brass Band. I hope that's gone with the bandstand. That's 2,394. The Derelict Thomas's Windmill and Derelict Buildings, nearly 7,000. Large Arthur's Body is 2,520, and 9 breakaway troublesome trucks, they look to have got 2,268. The next faces is 2,142. That's got Bill and Ben, Peter, Sam and Spencer. 6 carpenters have gone for 1,386. And Fergus went for nearly 14,000. The 8 walkers and campers, 1,386, as was the narrow gauge signal box. I think I know who won that one. Oliver, the excavator's arms, 882. That's quite cheap for that, with 3 dinosaur experts. Proteus statue, 3,150. That's quite a good buy. The banker's boat, 1,600 just over. Lady hat is 1,260. We have another lot of faces. Peter Sam, Rusty, Harry Burt, 2,268. 6 breakaway flatbreads, 1,386. That's not too bad with the display case. Magician collection of Halloween costume children, 2,268. And I know the guy who won this, Neil. It's the large Annie and Clarabelle coach with 5 passengers. That went for 3,500, just under. Next up we have the Soda racetrack, 1,500 just over, with the bull. That's quite nice. Mighty Mac, another one of the big hitters, 22,680. And then you have the Lord Callan and bagpipes, 1,764. Let's have a look at this. So we're halfway through now. More faces. Percy, James, Peter, Sam. Would have been nice if they'd put the engines together rather than having to do like a pick and mix of trying to get, like if you're after Peter, Sam, you've got like I think 2 or 3 lots to buy to get them. Right, so you got the deer, heron and 5 colourful birds, 1,890, wow. Fishing boat, just over £1,000. Murdoch's tender, 1,638. The Wharf Brennan Docks goods building with canal boat and coal truck, 3,150. And then you've got the 7 troublesome coal trucks, which is 4,410. 4 winter dress children snowman, 1,200. Little snowman's quite cute. Right, so Duncan, Sir Handel and Toad. Wow, that's the most I've seen the faces go for, nearly £6,000. Harold, co-pilot and airport manager, 2016. Rocky went for 13,860. Hope he goes to a good home. Pair of fishing boats, 1,134. And a workman's hut, wooden shed and oil tank, 882. Right, so you got the large scale organ, narrow gauge organ and bull, 2,520. Another one of the faces, duck, Sir Handel and Duncan, over £3,000. Right, so you've got the pair of firemen and 3 engineers, 2,268. And the one I won, which is the large Henry's body and tender parts, they're actually quite nice. We'll do a prop special when we get them. Towards the end of the year though. 6 slate trucks, 2 stunt trucks and 8 sheep for over £3,000. The large fat controller's car, best part of £10,000. Wow. Railway board of directors and spare body, best part of 3,000. The fishing village, 2,835. Another Peter Sam face in this one, over £4,000. 3 engine crew members with signalman, over £5,000. Billy, Neil got him, well done Neil, nice guy, 15,000 altogether. Fat controller's living room, office and lounge furniture, best part of £3,000. And the large James's body and tender, nearly best part of £4,000. The Duke and Duchess of Boxford, over £4,000 for them, wow. 8 coal trucks and contents, nearly £3,000. And then we have another face lot, which is £2,500. Jack, Trevor, George with 8 other faces. Brendan Docks and Workman's Hut, 1500 just over. The Northlight Steamship and Fishing Boat, over nearly 4 grand. Large Fergus's Body, nearly 3.5 grand. And then we've got a set of figures here, 1764. That's actually a good buy, that one. The Waiting Room is 1.1. Madge went for nearly 10,000 with the 8 faces. That's quite nice. And the ramp. More band members, instruments and spare limbs, 1260. Terence, Cranky and Madge, they went for over 3 grand. Collection of 12 Children, 2 Businessmen, 1001. A pair of oil tankers and tar trucks, 2.5 grand, they're quite nice. The collection of 10 children and 6 miscellaneous figures, 1008. And the light up saloons went for 1260. And then finally on this page is a green wharf crane and brown crane, 1386. So we're on page 7 now of the Propstore auction if you're joining us. Emily Rosie Rusty Faces with 4 other, 1500 just over. 8 railway workmen and 5 miscellaneous people, 2520. I think that one could have been split up and made another lot out of. I know who's won this one. Very nice guy. Football linesman, 7 supporters and 3 moles. Nearly 2,000. Large scale Emily, that's beautiful. I wanted that one. 2,520. Winning bid for the 6 men was 1134. The infamous Colin went for best part of 10 grand. Circus carriages went for nearly 4 grand. More faces here, 3.5 grand. Carousel fairground with stalls and high striker, nearly 3 grand. See, I'm losing my voice. Light up a motorised car with 2 crashed vehicles, over 1 grand. Ski family dinosaur experts, 1890. And then we have the famous artist, which is over 4 grand. Wow. Large scale Harvey's Body, 2.5 grand. And the collection of 20 citizens went for 2,394. And the other one went for 3,465. 1,890 is a cricket pavilion. Pair of flatbreads is 2,000. And a collection of 18 citizens, 2,835. Ned went for 12,600. 5 light up cars, 1,764. And the pair of brick buildings went for 1,890. More faces went for nearly 4 grand. Bulgy, George and Madge. 173 is a collection of 10 citizens. That's alright, that is 1,260. And then you got the family of skiers, 1,512. And the large Duncan's Body went for over 4 grand. Getting to the end now, we've got 4 box cars, guards van, 2142. More faces including Daisy, which is nice, nearly 4 grand. Thing Controller's House, over 2 grand. 2 lots of figure sets, bakery, Baker, 4 adults, hot air balloon pilot, 2.5 on that one and over 4 grand on that one. Circus generator and workman, over 2 grand. The truckloads went for 1,260, one of the cheaper lots. 6 working men, 3 grand, and you got another face lot here, which is Rusty, Duncan, and another Peter Sam for 2,000. The lighthouse went for over 2 grand. Byron, which was really nice, comes with his controller. He went for nearly 13,000. And the Chinese dragon, nearly 12,000 4 adults and 4 children, nearly £2,000. 6 railway workmen, £2,500. I think Neil won these ones, 2,394. 4 cars and 1 crane, 1,638. Duck, Rosie, Peter Sam, another Peter Sam lot, nearly £5,000. And this one with the animals went for 2,268. Large scale Scarloey, over £3,000. 6 formal adults, over £6,000. 4 troublesome trucks, 3,465. The bandstand went for 1,134. I hope the guys who won the band people got that. Cranky, Bulgy and George, nearly £4,000. And the Shepherd, Sheepdog and 18 Sheep, they went for 2,394. And finally the Circus Horses and Riders, best part of £3,000. Buster went for 14,000 nearly. Pair of fishing boats, 1,700. 4 troublesome trucks, 3,780. Helter Skelter, 1,764. Farm animals, 1,200. 6 slate trucks, £4,000. And finally the Ringmaster and 5 clowns. And that is everything. So well done to everyone who won everything, and thank you for watching the videos, and more coming soon.